It's the Duffin Up Podcast. All right, Duff Daddies and Duff Mamas, we have on a very, very special guest for you. This New England brand company has one main mission in its goals. And that, of course, is to look good both on the course and off the course. So we have on the founder of Smoke Show Golf Company, Brooke Cote. Brooke, how are you doing this evening?
I am fabulous now that I'm with you guys.
Oh, that's so nice. I feel all warm and fuzzy on the inside now. First question. I know that there is a men's shirt out already. When are we getting the rest of the men's prints? Because I consider myself a smoke show as well. And I would just, all I need is just a couple Smoke Show Golf Companies and a little extra large, and we're good to go.
I got you. So we have a couple men's prints now. Obviously, we have tons of female prints because when you go to Golf Galaxy, we only have a small little corner in the back of the store, but we are going to expand, definitely come out with more men's prints. And a little secret, we may or may not be working on a youth shirt so the whole family can match, not just the men and the women.
That's unbelievable. Yeah, you are what you wear, right? So if you're wearing Smoke Show, you are a Smoke Show. I think
everyone is a smoke show when you're wearing this. So even if you suck at golf, at least you're going to look good doing it.
That's all that matters.
I have a hard time calling little kids smoke shows, but I like where you're headed.
The family is the smoke show. Smoke show family. It's for the Christmas card. Might need to do some rebranding now. Crap. Just kidding.
That's fantastic. But kind of get into it. How did this all come about? Where are you based? Tell us your whole story. Tell us all about you, your company, and if you want to give a sneak peek, what's to come.
I love that. Well, first off, thank you guys so much for having me today. This is super exciting to spread the good word and just meet other local Boston golfers or New England golfers. Small state, even smaller golf season, yet we still battle through, don't we? So with that being said, I've always just kind of had an entrepreneurial background. Started a dog walking company when I was 8 years old. So just going around knocking on doors, getting a bunch of no's, and if I was lucky, I got a couple yeses. So selling things was never fear to me. Fast forward to fashion and beauty. I actually got a cosmetology license in high school and cut here in the parking lots of college to pay for my gas money. So that's kind of the sales started at 8 years old. The fashion started when I was, 14, 15, went to college for pre-vet because I loved animals. So had the knowledge in the brains to, conquer some tough stuff in school. And then upon graduating college is when I actually got into golf. So I don't know if you guys know Steve Burton. He's the reporter for the Patriots on Channel 4. Good friend of mine. He's like, you got to get out golfing. Like, I would be emceeing these volunteer groups. He goes, you got a great personality. You need to be out golfing and doing business on the golf course. At that time, I was scared. I didn't even have clubs. So got a cheap pair of $200 set of clubs. There's only 8 clubs. I finally just got a few extra clubs this past year. So I went 10 years with only 8 clubs. I did all right. And so Steve takes me out golfing, and my first 18 holes was a scramble, which was great, but he put me with Jose Canseco. So
what? That is the most insane, like getting thrown right into it of all time.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, we may need to like have a full other podcast of literally just how you got paired with Jose Canseco to play golf. Like that's amazing.
He must have hit the ball a mile.
Yeah, it's luckily, I didn't drive at every hole. I got to a point because I was so new at golfing. I always played sports, captain, lead scorer of the field hockey team, men's ice hockey, beer league. Like, I can hit a ball, right? And I'm an athlete, so I could get contact. But it's so funny, like, once you invest in a couple lessons, just, turning your wrist a little bit and just instead of bending the knee so much, hinge over. So, I could get contact with the ball. But I do remember after about 6 holes saying, you guys just do the drive. It's a scramble because Jose was crushing, 300 plus yards. So Definitely nerve-wracking, but that's how I got into golf, with Steve Burton just bringing me to golf tournaments, charity events, Doug Flutie's golf tournament. I sucked, but it was still fun. And it definitely gave me confidence and courage. So very blessed. That's how I got into golf. But with that being said, for about 7 years, only did scrambles, did like 3 or 4 scrambles, was super nervous to like, one, I didn't have a lot of female girl golfers at the time. I have a ton of male allies. So shout out to all the guys out there, just like yourselves, who are supporting women like myself who want to get into golf. So I had a ton of male allies, but trying to, find tee times, or it's kind of nerve wracking. Now I have the confidence where I'm like, oh, I've never been to this course before. I'm, even if I, got a tee time by myself, I don't know the holes. It's kind of scary. So with that being said, about 4 or 5 years ago, I wanted to take golf much more serious and do more than 3 or 4 scrambles a summer. So I actually started helping with some friends, Tony Dupel and Karen Jenkins, setting up Woman in Pharma and Woman in Bio golf clinics at Granite Links in like 9-hole tournaments. So just bringing other ladies together. Then I got it. Then that would help me get a network of golfers. So that's kind of where this all took off, which inspired me to start Smoke Show Golf. Just having those female allies who were like, hey, what should I wear at the golf tournament? And, at that point, there wasn't much to wear a few years ago. So I live by luck favors the bold. So when I go to these biotech conferences or stuff to complement my full-time job, I always wear fun prints to stand out, but I wasn't getting that opportunity in golf. So, I'll give it back to you guys, but that's kind of like a quick story of how I got to where I got to.
No, that's awesome. And by the way, for anyone who ever does come up to Boston, just go to Granite Links. Like, you don't have to play the course. It's expensive. I totally understand that. Going to Crossing Nines, it was Top Golf before Top Golf. Like, there's the full bar. There's 2 bars technically. So there's the full bar. You have everything right there. People just go like Saturdays and Sundays. People are just there for hours. So, and they have the nice putting green on the other side of Crossing Nine. So you can go around and practice on that too. And boy, is it one of the prettiest, I would say I think it's probably the prettiest view of the city that we have, besides like maybe Blue Hills Reservation, but it's also right next to Blue Hills Reservation. So if you ever come up to Boston, go to Granite Links.
And for those foodies out there, they have one of the best. Is it chicken Caesar salad pizza? Something along.
Yes, the chicken salad Caesar pizza.
Unbelievable. I was
good.
blown away. I was like, because I love chicken Caesar salad. I love pizza. Let's put it all together, and they do it right.
I think we have to be honest too. Like, when you hear that, you're like, I don't know if this is going to be a good combination. Mm-hmm. And then it turns out to be an amazing.
When you see it going by, you're like, what's that? So you already know what you're signing up for.
Yeah, cancel my order. Too. Whatever I ordered, cancel that. Give me that.
Yes, yes. The chicken salad Caesar pizza and a mudslide coming right up.
All the mudslides are to die for as well. Yeah. Oh my gosh. You're preaching to the choir. These are just throw mudslides, Bloody Mary, chicken salad, Caesar pizza, high noons, whatever. I'm there.
Oh no, the introduction to the high noons there too, like having a nooner and hitting the golf ball. There's not many things better. And I'm like a Bud Light guy, but I thoroughly enjoy just having a quick nooner, enjoying the round. It'd be good.
But I totally agree. With what you're saying is, it was kind of the Top Golf before Top Golf especially came to the area, because it always, Robert Lynch in Brookline, they're starting to do it too. Is I never understood why they make driving ranges like they don't have it like more of a social aspect. I guess there are some people that want to go there and just practice, but who wants that? I love to practice, but like also if people don't necessarily golf, they can sit on the couches or the furniture right behind and kind of like I always kind of classify as like the bowling alley atmosphere, where it's like you can order food, you can drink, just listen to music, hang out there, as opposed to going from your car to the mat back to the car, and like that's that. Like it doesn't.
It's the only social. It's really the only one with like a social setting, Grant. Besides Top Golf, obviously, but even Mick Golf and Dedham, awesome. They have the technology, but like let's get a liquor license and make it a little bit more. Get a few outdoor sectionals to make it a little bit more loungy. Same thing up, because I love hosting clinics. For me, driving to Woburn, Granite Links is awesome, but like to get around to Quincy, I'm like, it'd be awesome if I could do this at Golf Country in Middleton, but people want a beer, not an ice cream. I want an ice cream and a beer, but
Right.
we
Right.
definitely, it'd be cool to make some more social
That thousand
driving
percent,
ranges.
because because simulators only do it a little bit for me. Like I really like it's like you can get that at simulator, but like
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't love simulators, so to speak. I mean, it's all we got for the most part. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, I was actually just at McGolf yesterday, and they at least they have the nice heaters and the heated bays, which is
Yeah.
cool. But they're really stepping up their game. They got you can download the TrackMan app and really track your scores. And honestly, but until yesterday, or not until yesterday, out of this year, it used to be to operate the heaters, used to be the little tokens, but they actually updated to an app.
Oh, cool.
They updated to an app, so I'm like, this is like McGolf. They must be making money because they're just up enhancing because they even have the balls that pop up from like beneath, like top
That's what I
golf.
love there. You got to spend money to make money, so they're doing all the right
It
things.
And
really is
just imagine if they got the liquor license. Just
right.
imagine.
Exactly.
Just go to the Massachusetts Liquor Board, grease them a little. everyone does it,
I
people.
just might go around with a cooler and be like $5.
Yes, true.
The
Yeah, there's an
entrepreneurial
opportunity
spirit,
there.
right?
Follow me on Instagram and I'll give you a beer.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Get those followers up.
that sounds like the best promo I've ever heard, honestly.
Amen.
There we
I
go.
love it.
No,
But
but we
no, that
definitely, one of the things you did mention too, Brooke, is and it's one of the things we've had a lot of different guests on too, and like the in the women's world of golf, is that like there really isn't as many options. A lot of times women will feel a little bit, I would say, like I don't want to put words in anyone's mouth, but like we hear a lot that it's kind of uncomfortable the first time they go. It's kind of, they don't have great clothes. A lot of the places didn't have great clothes until recently for women's golf. And it was also it was almost an afterthought. So
Yeah.
why do you think that kind of was? And have you guys been kind of working with like any other local groups as well to kind of continue to push the, mindset of, we want to get more women into the golf game. We want to have these different events. We want to make sure that people feel welcome when they go to the course.
Yeah, no, I well said. I definitely think there's a need, and the best thing is that it's being recognized, and it's okay. There, it has been a male dominant, it's been a male dominant industry, but there's people want change, men want change. So again, I kind of use this comparison too because I'm very woman empowerment, but also not like mad at men for, because I go back in the days with the cavemen. I would have been happy to be a female. I don't want to go tackle the bear with my bare hands.
me
So
too.
like we've all evolved, and we got to
Right there with
continue
you.
evolving. So instead of pointing fingers and be like, this has been a male dominant sport, it's like let's work together and create change. And it's been, I met I went to the PGA show a couple weeks ago, which you guys know about, and went right up to the president and the vice president of the PGA, and they were at a women's networking breakfast, and they want to see change too. So it's coming from the top down and also from the bottom up. So it's a beautiful thing. Just to give perspective, the International Golf Course, one of my favorite golf courses, they have an awesome female section. So kudos to them. And then there's Pembroke Country Club, who's actually owned by Granite Links, and they recognize that they came up to me at a Girls Gone Clubbing female golf tournament. They go, "Hey, you're the Smoke Show golf girl. We really need more shirts." So like I'm not mad at them. They're awesome for recognizing that they need. So give them a round of applause for being like, "Hey, we want to make a change in this." So it's a beautiful thing all around. So definitely, again, being a male dominant industry, that's where the money was. Girls weren't buying shirts. Why invest into it? And then what kind of inspired me is actually your Bad Birdie hat. They make amazing stuff. They had the awesome men's prints for a long time. And then they had back in 2021, they were like, "Oh, something's coming soon. Something's coming soon." I'm like, "Oh, it's got to be a female shirt." And then it was actually a little boy's youth shirt. So I was like, I was like, I was hoping it was a woman's. Yes, they have made women's, and I don't know if they're listening to this. I love your Bad Birdies. I love Bad Birdie stuff. They do an awesome job. So, but they didn't have women's because I'm a girl from the hood and I'm bootstrapping. It took me a while to get to launch day. So in between me researching and finding a manufacturer and saving enough money, because it's a lot more money, it takes a lot more time than I thought it would to be able to get to launch day, they came out with the women's print, which I'm very happy again that they did do that. So kudos to them. But that was kind of like turning point is that, okay, this company that's making awesome prints just came out with a boys youth before women's. I got to do something about it. But a lot of these companies, the Bad Birdies, the Sunday Swaggers, have recognized it. And I'm so glad that they're making awesome women's apparel. To the PGA show, walking around, there are a handful, like 6, 7 other female golf apparel lines, small female golf apparel lines. Of course, there's the big Callaways, Titleist, FootJoys who have their white, baby pink, navy blue. That, they have a few shirts for the women, but not a ton of cool options. But there is about 6 companies, and I actually went up to those companies like Evergreen Active and Coconads, and like I don't see them as competition. I actually went up and praised them and said, "You guys are doing awesome. I'm so proud of you. Like, we need options." So I empower and I encourage more female golf apparel lines to come out. So it's a beautiful thing. As a woman, and I'm sure you guys have sisters. I definitely know you had moms or you wouldn't be here today. So if you go to look at my legging drawer, I have so many different leggings. Sometimes I want to wear plain black. Sometimes I want funky floral. So depends on the day, what you want. So all these different female golf apparel lines kind of have their own niche and what they're doing. And even my black leggings, I have 10 pairs of black leggings. I have my Fabletics. I have Lululemon, Athleta, Booty by Broadbands. There is enough to go around. So we got to keep trucking along, and just I hope to see more female golf apparel lines coming out over the next coming years.
Hell yeah, I love that, and it just as you're talking, I had to pull it up just to make sure I had it right. But we actually, are you familiar with Swing Juice out of Rhode Island?
Yeah.
So we had John on the podcast back in the
Very
day,
cool.
and awesome guy. And I'm a Rhode Islander, born and raised. I made it across the border here to Brookline, but John at Swing Juice, he is the similar thought process in regards to prints and being like, let's make golf not boring. Let's
Yeah.
make the clothes. I mean, I almost wore it. Brendan's probably going to get his now. I was in between this hoodie and my Swing Juice hoodie, but he ended up
Yeah.
sending us some sweatshirts and shirts, which is awesome. And Brendan's gonna model
Shout
it.
out John, because this is
That's
literally
awesome.
my favorite hoodie of all time. And the
Same.
amount of compliments I literally get
Wow.
on it is amazing. So I know for a fact that if the girls are out there and you're wearing a Smoke Show Golf shirt, you are going to get the same compliments that I get
do.
with this
But
hoodie.
they do have a woman's line too, which is
Yeah.
awesome.
Good.
And you'll have
Good.
to check that out. And I could see a future collaboration from local New Englanders here
I
between
love it.
Smoke Show and Swing Juice.
I'm actually doing a collab with another female golf apparel line. I go, let's shake things up. Let's confuse people. There's no reason why we can't mix and match, and I wear Adidas shoes with Nike pants and a Lululemon hoodie. Like, let's confuse people a little. It's like, let's collaborate. You don't have to be competition. Yeah, we all got to make money and feed ourselves and pay our bills, but there is plenty to go around. So
I
No,
totally
completely agree with you there. And one of the cool things too that you mentioned, because I know Brian's girlfriend has done a couple of the Girls Gone Clubbing, and we've had talks with them as well to hopefully come on the podcast in the near future.
Yeah.
But it just seems like a great opportunity, and I think one of the biggest things that we used to see in the golf industry was everyone thought everyone else was competition. Like, everyone thought they were just OEMs, like TaylorMade or Callaway. You can only choose one. And then I look at my bag and I'm like, I have a Callaway irons and a TaylorMade woods and Odyssey putter and Cleveland wedges. Like, sometimes you just got to have the little bit of a mixed bag. Like, it's you can always have your go-to stuff, but at the same time, it's really nice that a lot of people are able to reach out to other people, and I think that that's something that needs to happen more. So very kudos to you on that side, to like actually go out to another group and be like, hey, like, instead of competing with each other, let's work with each other.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's super exciting. And the whole thing too is like just empowering people to, feel good and look good. My whole goal was to basically make it affordable and accessible. There are, I'm not going to name brands to stop picking on them. I like expensive stuff. I have, a couple designer purses, but then I like sometimes to use my H&M purse. So again, it depends on the day, what people are in the mood for. Not everyone grabs their Gucci belt. Sometimes you want your belt from Express. So we want to have options, but my goal for this company is to make an affordable shirt. So just 100% polyester, still feels amazing, very silky, wrinkle free, but you get what you pay for. You're not getting that, Peter Millar feel, but you're also not paying $140 or $120, $40. It's very affordable, less than $70 for a shirt. There's usually a discount. I have a Valentine's discount up on my
I
Instagram
did
now.
see that 30%. I was like, I may need to buy some Smoke Show golf stuff.
I'm sending you boys shirts. You know where after this, I'm gonna get your address. You're gonna be my little smoke show. Don't you worry.
I was gonna
But
say,
basically every shirt, so just a little tidbit about where my shirts, basically every shirt you can put with a black or a white skirt. Most girls, even if you don't golf, have a cute little Lululemon skirt or even an Amazon. Marshalls has a ton of skirts for $19.99. So you can go get a $20 skirt. And if you're like me, I always wait for sales for my favorite brand so that I can get a discount. So you can get a shirt for less than $60 on sale, and you can have a whole outfit for under $100. So I want to make this affordable and accessible and easy for beginner golfers. And then I used to get phone calls when I would put on these tournaments saying, "Hey Brooke, what should I wear tomorrow? Is jeans and a t-shirt all right?" I'm like, "Jeans?" I'm like, "Wear leggings." Even
you're
wear
better off with leggings.
Yeah,
even
you're
like
so much
obviously
better off with leggings. So much better off.
a skirt would be the best. Golf pants or joggers. I'm wearing joggers now, but I'm like, if you don't have those, like at least don't wear jeans. So I forget that maybe I forgot. I didn't know this 10 years ago when I got into golf. So I'm like, oh yeah. Like for me, it's second nature now. But I want to just make this easy and affordable for the ladies, and also make it fun.
100%. And I'll part of that, my girlfriend, she just got into golf starting with COVID, and she's got the bug, and I think she would probably benefit a lot from something from Smoke Show and such. So I'll send you her information, and you can hook her up with that.
Oh, I love the matching men's and women's. So the camel comes in men's and women's. It's so fun.
Oh, we could
Again,
match out there.
I'm from Fitchburg, girl from the hood, so I needed my camo, I needed my cheetah print, and then there's a really cool black and white floral that's gonna be men's and women's as well. So
Oh, that looks great. Those are
yeah, this
awesome.
is so and also too like kind of like what some of the male companies are doing are taking their men's prints and kind of throwing them on a woman's fit. All the patterns that I do are with women in mind, and then if it's appropriate for men and looks cool like this one, then I'm gonna throw it on a men's shirt.
Oh yeah.
Just little things for the ladies too, that not picking on the male companies, but again, I was talking to Brendan before about how, or both of you, how I did cosmetology and love fashion and just attention to detail. All the buttons are like hearts or flowers, and it doesn't cost any more money. I was like, hey, what's when I work with the manufacturers, is it an extra penny per button to have cute buttons? They go, no, it's no extra cost. I go, why has no one ever had cute buttons my whole entire life? It's not any extra money for these people to do. So just attention to detail for the ladies, and fun stuff for boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, dad and daughter, brother, sister, or just I have a lot of guy friends who I golf tournaments with, and I want to match with them.
Oh man, boy. I guess you did not get the memo that golf had to be incredibly bland for the last 100+ years. And now I wear hoodies and and very colorful shorts
like
or pants.
Adam Scott's
get
up now. He looks like a UPS driver, all
friggin'
brown.
Uniqlo. Oh my god! I wish they made.
I was gonna say I do like Uniqlo in general. Just
I can't wear it, dude. Like
I got their winter jacket.
It's so good. I was just in Japan in October, and it's just like it's Uniqlo everywhere, and it's the best. I mean, it's some of the most affordable, like good quality clothes. But I have to knock Adam Scott for his color palette, and it being brown, dark brown. Like I say, he looks like a UPS driver. No disrespect to UPS, but it's just that's their uniform.
The only problem with Uniqlo, Brian, is that like you're a 2XL in it. Like I don't even know what I would be in it, for Christ's sakes. It would be like the tightest thing known to man on me. So
I size up. Well, it's a winter jacket too. I wear a medium. I'm not skinny. I'm hitting large if I don't lay off the dominoes, but I got a large in the winter jacket and it's working fine. So
that's great. No,
try it on. I'm sure it'll fit better than you think it will.
I know. That's what I always said about Lululemon stuff too. And then I tried on a pair of the pants and I was like, oh wow, they actually like made them for a little bit of a bigger guy too. Like this is good. This is good.
You guys are buying Fabletics stuff. They have awesome golf joggers and pants for men and women. Also highly recommend. They have awesome golf skirts. And it's awesome. We'll get a $30 skirt at Fabletics, amazing quality, and throw it with a Smoke Show golf polo, like simple.
No, a big popular one is like the Halara dresses too. Those are just perfect top to bottom.
Skirts.
Just yeah.
I love that. Well, actually, speaking of Halara dresses, I'm actually designing a dress right now. So,
Very
um, I've been evolving. So I launched April 7th. So it hasn't even been a full year. Literally, actually, you're a Rhode Island guy, so you must know the group chat golf guys.
Yep.
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 So
Oh
they
yeah.
actually were one of my first followers. They went to the Northeast Golf Show back in March 17th, that Friday.
I
Went
was
around and you were there?
was there.
I saw you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so funny.
I went around by myself, big sausage fest. I was the only lady. I had a hot pink shirt on, and I was just had my business card. Literally no pictures on my Instagram yet. Had 2 followers. My personal account and my gay best friend following me. Went up to the group chat golf guys and was like, and I actually had taken a sabbatical from Instagram for about a year. I'm
Mhm.
32 going on 75. I'm like, if I didn't have to go on social media, I wouldn't, but it's part of the job and part of growing my life. You got to get used to it. So, hadn't really been like looking around on golf stuff for a while. So I didn't even know who these cool guys from group chat golf were with 200,000 followers. So I
Yeah.
go up and I'm like, hey, I'm Brooke. I'm starting a company. And they're like, oh, what's your Instagram? I'm like, oh, I don't think you want to go to it yet. It's literally like the circle is like a gray, like outline of a person, and Sunny and the boys followed me. So they actually, when I first launched, they did a post. So again, speaking
Oh,
of male
that.
allies, like group chat golf did a post, and I chat with them and just super supportive. One female and male companies out there have been supportive, but I just,
You're like,
so many
here's my
male
Instagram
allies.
handle. Give me 6 months, and then you can try to access it or try
Yeah,
to look at
literally,
the content.
literally. But no, I'm just proud of myself. Just grew organically. I'm at about 4,000 followers now.
Nice.
Launched with just 4 designs. I needed to start with. I was gonna launch like the cheetah print is what made me start this company. I have cheetah print everything, bathing suits, blouses, underwear, you name it. I got cheetah print. I go, how the hell can I not find a cheetah print polo? This is ridiculous. So that's kind of part of my anger of not having enough female shirts out there. I started with the cheetah print. I was like, all right, if you're gonna like invest, like at least start with 4 designs just so you have like a full foursome. And so with that, every cut costs a lot of money. So it's a tech pack, which I didn't know. It's basically the blueprint of a shirt. So I paid for a regular, short sleeve shirt. And then once I launched that, I came out with the sleeveless because that's another set of money. Having someone make the cut for the sleeveless. Luckily, it's not far off from the sleeve version of a polo, but it still costs money. So then from there, invested in men's cut shirt, and then invested in now I'm designing the dress, which I've kind of been going back and forth on a prototype for over 6 months now. There's a lot of back and forth, and then I obviously have that youth shirt out. So in less than a year, I have the sleeveless, men's, youth, and dress. So sometimes I'm hard on myself and I look at other people's, 10,000 followers, but I need to be proud of where I am today. And I had an idea and I executed on it. And, as long as I don't stop, it's only uphill from here.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing, right? It's like going out, getting the challenge, doing it. It just sounds like an unbelievable experience. But one of the things I did want to ask is because it's obviously, like you just said, there are so many challenges with starting the brand. What was some of I want to say, like, because I just said the word challenging like 17 times, but what do you think was the hardest part of kind of getting to that point where you're just like, all right, like I've put the money away, we're just going to do it? Like what was kind of the most challenging part of going through this whole process?
Yeah, so for me, there's a couple things that are challenging. One, figuring out like quantities, because when I have to order a minimum order quantity of a lot of shirts. It's a lot of shirts to me. To Nike, it would not be a lot of shirts. So figuring out that sweet spot of how many of each shirt do I need. So when I launched with just 4 shirts, I had a lot of quantity of 4 different designs. Where now I'm figuring it out. My second order, I have the camo print, cobalt blue bumblebee. I have like a lot more prints and a couple different cuts. So I'm doing less of each design. So that was a challenge finding that sweet spot for the market needs. Again, we're in a small golf season, small state, small golf season. So kind of finding that niche. Another challenge for me personally is content. I have to figure out ways to make sure that I'm making content in December, January, February, March when there's snow on the ground, when it's too cold to golf. So keeping the momentum, whereas in Florida, it's a lot easier. So, physical product, I've had my challenges, and then just personal, keeping the ball rolling with that brand awareness. So
I was about to say this weekend, probably some great content since it was like 50 degrees. I was skiing this weekend and it was literally 50 degrees in Maine. So like,
right.
yeah, it was a very, we're in that like fake spring basically right now. I feel
Yeah,
like this week was, and now we're getting snow.
Tomorrow.
We're getting snow this week. So
I
it's
know. I'm like, ugh, I don't want to shovel, but no, I'm definitely prioritizing. I was able to go to the RBC Heritage last year.
Oh
And
no.
so,
Oh
so just
no.
getting out to show, I know Hilton had, I literally
Oh
listened to a
no.
couple clips of podcasts earlier just to see the vibe with you guys. And I went to, I think it was Ellie Carlson, and all of a
yeah.
sudden I started hearing about Harbour Town. I literally yesterday booked a trip with my girlfriend and we're playing 2 courses down in Harbour Town in April. And then also 2 weeks ago, I played at Disney Palms at the PGA
Oh
show.
hell
So
yeah.
I'm holding myself accountable to make sure every couple months I am getting out golfing in the off season.
Brian was so out when you said Harbour Town and Hilton Head, and now he's
But
so back in as soon
that
as you said Disney Palms.
yeah, yeah. No, the Hilton Head thing is just because it's Brendan's love, and I don't like seeing him as happy as he is.
I love that.
I need to be pegged down, is what
Yeah,
he
right.
says. I
Yeah,
need to
it's
be
like
go down a couple
his
levels.
eyes
I'm
light up.
excited to play there. I've never played down there. I went down there for the RBC Heritage.
Oh,
I think I followed John Rahm around, met him and followed him, gave his wife my business card. I never heard from her, but I'm like, you gotta shoot your shot. So, oh,
no,
look at this, our Harbour Town.
My
I
Look at
baby.
knew
that.
as soon as he got up, I knew he was going to
I
get
love
This
the
is
lighthouse.
this is my baby. I usually never have any type of like, I usually have the most basic head covers, and then when we were down, when I was living down there full time during
Love it.
COVID, I got this as a present, and I was just like, yep, so this stays forever, and
And
it is lovely.
you deserve it.
Oh my god, I absolutely. It's just staying there now for the rest of the podcast. So
That's
Brian
it.
has
Good.
to
I will
look
keep
at
my
it
eye
You should
every
on
tuck it
time I
in.
talk.
Put a blanket
Wait,
over it.
so I have questions for you guys. What's your favorite course to play at, or all over the U.S.? What's your favorite place to play? Both of you.
Wow. No, Brent, you can go if you have one,
I
Brendan.
mean,
Tables
Go
in
have
ahead.
the
been turned.
so I we have this question at the end that we always ask, and it's like, what's your favorite? If you could have a hole in your backyard, what hole would it be? And mine was
Ooh,
always 18 at Harbour Town. And
okay.
it was just but it has recently changed because I was on a work trip in Australia and I got to play a course called New South Wales outside of Sydney. And if you ever have a chance, you look up the fifth hole, and it's a par 5, and you come over the hill and then you go down, and like it is the most picturesque, beautiful thing that I've ever seen in my entire life. And I'm sitting there. I walked the course, which was silly because I was also hungover. So I walked the course, and I'm just like, oh no! Like I'm like walking up the hill, and I'm like, this is my nightmare. This is gonna hurt. And then I got to the top, and I was like, this is the most beautiful thing I think I've ever seen in my life. So outside of the U.S., New South Wales. Inside of the U.S., I'm still going with Harbour Town. It is by far and away my favorite. I'm playing Torrey in a couple weeks, which will be cool to kind of get out there. But yeah, no, for that, it's definitely those two right now, and I'm hoping to get a couple of other in when I do some trips. But like most of the time, it's just kind of great to go down to Hilton Head, and they do have I know you're going to play Heron and Atlantic Dunes. That's in my neighborhood. So
Have you
that's where
played
my parents.
those?
What?
Have you played those courses
I
before?
have. Heron Point is easier.
Okay.
Atlantic Dunes has the most amount of water of any course in Hilton Head, basically. So it's a lot. It's a lot of water.
Bring some extra balls.
Yes, I usually lose at least like 5 when I play that course.
I love it.
But Heron Point is great. Yeah. Sorry, Brian. I talked for too much. What's your favorite place?
Favorite?
So, I mean, I guess the question that we always ask is that that hole, what hole do you want in your backyard? But it has the caveat of like even a course that you've never played before. It's like, what's your ideal hole? And my answer to that was always the road hole at St. Andrews. I just think it's just one of the cooler holes. It's always got to be a par 5 kind of thing. But I guess like I don't know. It's kind of tricky because I'm trying to think of like what's my favorite golf course, because it's like, do I like it because of nostalgia or because I play well, or is it nice? So I guess for the first answer, and Colin, who's my golf buddy that I play with at Fresh Pond, he'll laugh. Is I think I always get a season pass at Fresh Pond in Cambridge, and I mean, obviously, I don't know if have you played Fresh Pond at all?
Is that no? I played the Brookline Municipal one right on
Yeah,
West Broadstreet Parkway. But
yeah.
if you got a membership, we're coming with
I
you.
was
We're
gonna
going
say,
down there.
I
Let's
was gonna
go.
say it's in Cambridge. It's a small 9-hole course,
Oh, cool.
and I like it because I mean I play there a lot. Like before work, I'll get a quick 9 out like really early.
I've driven
It's a
by
quick
it.
track, yeah, and at peak times in the summer, it gets pretty nice,
Yeah,
for the price that we pay. So it has a special part in my place in my heart there. But I think a course that I love playing every year that I play once or twice a year down in Plymouth is the famous Pine Hills golf course. I think like
I
I
love
mean
Pine
Member,
Hills. I do at least a few tournaments a year
I was
be a
gonna
there.
say
member for a day. That's
member for
all
a
you need is
day.
being a member for a
It
day.
really is. And
It.
like somehow I play like really well there. Like it's like you can normally when I'm playing like a nice course that's like somewhat challenging, and there's some challenging shots at Pine Hills.
Yeah,
Normally I either get too excited or I get too intimidated and I just crumble. But somehow, maybe it's because I'm a member for the day. I do so well because I'm able to hit some balls on the range beforehand,
yeah.
and they clean your clubs at the end. Like it's like such a good experience that I think Pine Hills is probably one of my favorites. And if you were to ask me which 9 or which course that I liked,
Yeah.
I don't know which ones I've played. I haven't played like I've
I think
probably
I
played them
always
all.
get the Jones course. I feel like I do tournaments there for work, and I feel like I've always been on the Jones one. It's
Say,
beautiful though.
yeah, I've definitely played like I've definitely played them all at one point, but I somehow play really well there. And same with Granite Links. I mean, so I think Pine Hills and Granite Links, like, and those are usually only good for 1 or 2 times a year because
Yeah,
Granite Links is more expensive than you want,
yeah.
um, or Pine Hills is just a little bit further than you want, like an hour from here, just going down to Plymouth, all those courses. But yeah, I think those are them. But I could go tap back into my Rhode Island roots too, and name a few courses, but those are
I was
more
about to say,
nostalgia.
Bri Guy, we should have had Sean Melia, who we had from Bay State Golf on last week, because he could have named all of the courses, every
Yeah.
single course.
There's 300 courses in Massachusetts.
Yep. And
Again,
he,
I always say small state, even smaller golf season, and there's 300 courses.
oh, yeah.
And it's impossible to get a tee time anywhere in the greater Boston area. It's like, kind of like we have to go to either West Mass or Plymouth in order to
Yeah,
get something. That I mean, that's why I get the season pass at Fresh Pond because it's
so cool.
makes the most sense. But like, yeah, it's insane. There's always people are always naming courses, and I'm like, I've never even heard of that. Probably because it doesn't pop up on, or it's like my radius of my search isn't far enough for. But there's some hidden gems that
Yeah,
are for sure awesome. Um,
absolutely.
Yeah.
how about
There's definitely a lot of courses like out, especially because like out in the Midwest, they're like us. Like you can only play for 6 months out of the year.
Yeah.
So there's
Oh,
a bunch
I
of
thought you were referring to Western Massachusetts, Midwest. I would love that. Out in the Midwest
no,
of
I
Massachusetts.
was like Michigan. So like there's a bunch of like courses in like Michigan, Wisconsin, like that area that like you really can only play, from April to just, October, November, because same thing as here. Like by the time December rolls around, there's frost and you're not getting out there. So definitely want to check out that area a little bit more. And then I'm going to Oregon in September too. So that should be cool. I wish it was Bandon, but it's not Bandon. But yeah. So
That's my goal, is to travel more for golf. So just
hmm,
like I went to Fox Run up in Vermont, actually with the Girls Gone Clubbing crew.
Oh,
And then we played the Palms course down in Florida in January, and then playing at Hilton Head in April. So really just trying to diversify and get out there. But even with launching Smoke Show Golf and all the support, I've had, places like Duxbury Yacht Club reach out for me to do a pop up, and next thing you know, what, I'm golfing there, and I didn't even know about the course. So just amazing support, and just
that's
really
cool.
getting to see a bunch of cool courses through this adventure.
yeah. Speaking of Orlando, so I know that this was your first PGA show this year.
Yes.
I'd love to, because when Brian and I have never been. I've been to the Northeast Golf Show, which I know is like that, and well, I mean, it's not like that, right? Like the PGA show is by far and away the best show that you can have, but would love to hear kind of all your stories from, any good stories from it, or, what your feedback was on it. If there's anything, that you were able to do while you were down there. I know you mentioned you played at Disney Palms, but what was What was it like? Tell us about it.
The energy was unreal. It was absolutely amazing. They had the demo day on Tuesday at like the Orange County National like golf driving range. It's like 500 yards like in a circle, so you can't like hit it across and hit into someone. So that was like the weirdest driving range I'd ever seen, being like just a huge circle. I'm like, oh my god, someone's gonna get hit on the other side, but they're like, no, Brooke, don't worry, it's like spaced. I certainly wasn't gonna be the one hitting the person across because I don't hit that far, but even so, just super cool, learning all this new technology. Tons of fun influencers walking around. So just bumping into people like Coach Rusty and being like, I'm a huge fan of you. Definitely fangirling while I was out there. And just seeing all the cool companies and cool brands and like seeing where golf is going. It's fun. It's bright. It's plain if you want it to be plain, but there's so many options that it's an exciting time to be part of the golf industry. You guys with your podcast, like I would highly recommend investing in going down there next year and checking it out. Full days. There was like woman in golf industry event one night, just walking around the show. It's absolutely huge. I do, for my full-time job, I go to, Heinz Convention Center and these big conferences. This was huge. So definitely takes a couple days to get around, and then obviously snuck in around to golf while I was down there. But
I mean, you gotta
yeah.
if you're there.
Yeah, you have to. I rented clubs too. I'm glad I didn't ship mine down. Cheap enough, $57 to rent them. It would have cost me 80 back and forth to if you're playing a few rounds and you want your clubs. But the clubs that I rented were nicer than my clubs. So I actually golf better than the guys I was with that day. So I'm gonna rent clubs. Hilton Head, I'm renting clubs, baby. Here I come.
I was gonna say, and you have a built-in excuse, be like, oh, they're not my clubs. That's why I'm not hitting.
Yeah, and if I suck, exactly, like I'm not used to the grips on me. So
yeah, and the ones at Heron Point, they and the ones at Plantation Club, which Heron Point and Atlantic Dunes are, they have very good demo stats.
Bet they're good. I think I had like the TaylorMade Kalias. I have like Walmart brand clubs from like 10 years ago still. That day that I played with Jose Canseco, I have the same clubs. I have a new driver, but I don't think it's helping me much. But definitely need to keep influence and get some more followers, and maybe PXG or someone will throw me some clubs. So we'll get there eventually. But yeah, super. The PGA show was amazing. You guys definitely need to try to get down there next year. Airbnbs are cheap enough too. So
it's crazy because literally like all my friends are like, either are you going to the PGA show this year or are you going to the Waste? It did it again, Brian.
I want
oh,
that.
That's cool. The thumbs up.
How come I don't get that?
I must have downloaded like the new
powers.
Zoom. I must have downloaded the new Zoom or something. I hope
AI.
You're like, basically a cartoon.
Yo, that would be hilarious. So I need to watch it back next time. Now I know where we are on this one. But they're always like, are you going to the PGA show or are you going to the Waste Management Open? And both times I'm like, guys, we don't make money off the podcast. So like I can't do these things.
Yeah, well, even me, I'm broke. I got a bunch of inventory sitting in my basement right now. I got all these sleeveless polos that came in November. I yelled at my manufacturers in Peru. I go, we don't need sleeveless polos. This was supposed to be here 2 months ago. So I'm like, I'm gonna sit on the product and wait till like Masters Week, Mother's Day to launch some of this stuff. So my poor dog recently got hurt, and I went to the vet. I said, hey, is there any way you could take $7,500 worth of cheetah print polos? So they weren't having it. They weren't. So gave them the cash, but my money's in polos right now. If anyone needs anything from me.
Yeah, I'm sitting on a stack of polos. Can just think it's something we can work out.
That's like us with koozie, because we have one. Well, we don't even sell them. We just use them for marketing. But we have
same.
I'm very happy about the koozies that we have, Bri Guy.
I'll have to exchange koozies because I have a very cool koozie myself.
So we're big on the koozie side, but yeah, it's our next order has to, because we just have like the beer can ones right now, so we're gonna have to do the tall can, like the skinny cans.
The ones I have, the skinny.
Yep, we're gonna have to get there. We need to save up a little bit more.
Believe in you.
Yeah, take out a little of the house fund, you know how it is. But yeah, so but no, I think especially with those events, like it's great to see how many different companies are making it down there too.
Yeah,
it's
inspiring. It's inspiring to like gives me ideas. It's if they can do it, I can do it too. It keeps me going. Like I mean in the nicest way, like they're all doing it, like it gives me energy to want to keep pushing forward too. So
Yeah.
super inspiring. I don't know if I could handle waste management from a
I
networking
I know for a
standpoint.
fact I could not handle it. I
I'm
would
a business
that would
development
be falling
yeah.
down. Like
I would be doing I would be the one doing angels in the sand. So we can't let me down there.
Well,
I'm
that
that
it's
person.
funny.
jumping in on
With the
7.
Gucci belt on, that would be me.
It's funny you bring that up too, because I was thinking of it as I don't know if you follow Fat Chops. He's big on TikTok. He's an awesome guy. We've had him on, and he posted, I think it was either a story or something, but he was basically saying like the people at the Waste Management, the ones doing the snow angels, are like what people like see people wearing hoodies on the golf course as. Like they see someone wearing a hoodie, be like, that's got to be like. So it's kind of funny, like you're pushing that the narrative, like being like, we need to make clothes fun and like hoodies and loud prints.
Yeah.
But I think he nailed it on the head, saying like the old school golfers or the old timers are like seeing these hoodies or these exuberant or exorbitant prints and saying,
Yeah.
like, oh man, they're
We're
ruining the
causing
game
a
of golf.
ruckus.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the
The
best
hooligans, the
news is,
shenanigans.
Brian, the best news is Brooke has crew necks available for you, big guy.
Oh my
White
goodness.
crew neck, smoke show golf. I'm coming out with more. A pink cart with riding dirty. You just wait. As soon as I tell people
So,
to have more money, I
My
got all the crew necks coming.
my
so Bri Guy is a bit. So we were getting hoodies for a different event we were playing in, and Brian just emails the guy back. He's like, "Hey, I got a lot of hoodies. Like, are you doing crew necks?" And so they made one crew neck just for Bri Guy, and
I
it was the
love that.
best thing. He's like, so far we have sold one crew neck, and he was like, I don't even know if I want to sell any more crew necks. I think I just want to have them in the shop. And then I just remember Brian that way as the crew neck guy.
I love that. I love that. There's a place for hoodies and crew necks.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
yeah.
I'm
Okay.
very big. I'm very big on the hoodies for golf now. Like I wear them all. Like I mean,
Yeah.
this is like kind of like a performance hoodie,
Yeah.
but it's like this is literally I wear this everywhere. Like
I love that.
people need to tell me to stop wearing it.
I'll see you in Seaport now. I know what I'm looking for.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be Brendan bopping around. He's probably
Oh,
going
There
to
he
get
is.
his Dunkin'
No.
iced coffee.
What is that sweatshirt doing in committee? I remember that's Brendan.
Yep. They got rid of the sesame crusted feta appetizer at committee.
They did. I usually crush
I don't
the.
go there anymore now.
Oh no, but they're
Boycott it.
such a good vibe. Such a good vibe there.
No, it's great here.
Oh man, I love it there. But no, that's I think being able to kind of show off those different areas, right? And being able to meet up with other, like-minded entrepreneurs like yourself too. It must have been a really, really great experience for there.
Yeah, I made a ton of friends. I actually was talking on the phone today to Birdie Girl Golf, who makes really fun ball markers, towels, like accessory bags. So just able to meet people that I've been having like an online relationship with and hyping each other up. And now we're sharing business ideas. I sent her. Actually, I don't want to air out, but we have some collabs coming up, so I'll wait for those to be a surprise. But yes, meeting other entrepreneurs, telling them they're doing a great job, hearing it back is very inspiring. Definitely an important. I'm really glad I invested in going, even though I didn't have the money for a booth. Even next year, I definitely want to make sure that I hold myself accountable and invest into going to that show. Because the people I met, the things I learned, really priceless.
Brooke, you could probably say your social security number. No one listens to us, so your secrets are safe with us.
I did. That's how I knew that you guys loved Harbor Town.
Yeah. No, I know you
I'm
did your
Hacker's
research.
Dream.
I
I
love
think
that.
everyone probably already knows my social security number. So
It's just you're an open book. I love that. But no,
Correction on that side too, Brooke. I love Harbor Town. It's the bane of Brian's existence. So,
which is funny. Like I totally like I did a whole golf trip down in Hilton Head, did Hilton Head National and a few of the other courses, and it is funny because you were saying like a lot of the rental clubs are nicer than the clubs you have here, which is so true. It's like they have so many courses and so many people, but it's a crazy different mind, like different it's such a southern like mindset or vibe.
Yeah.
Like I always tell a story where we went to it was like a big guys golf trip, and we were obviously like drinking the night before, and just like we had like just our brains weren't working, and we went to the wrong, like there's two courses with the same name, and we went to the wrong one. We showed up, and like we're obviously like stumbling from the parking lot in there. We're all like we're already late to begin with, and we're like, hey, like tea time for so and so. We have three back-to-back tea times, and they're like, we don't have you on the tea sheet. And he goes, there's another course with the same name, and it's like it was like 30 minutes down the road.
No.
And so like us in the Northeast mindset where it's like, all right, well, we're not golfing today. Like we're like we missed the tea time, we're not golfing.
Yeah.
We call up the real course, and the
I'm sure
guy's
they
like,
run into that though.
oh yeah, all the time. But we
Yeah.
call him. He's like yeah, come whenever. He's like they're like come whenever. We'll get you out. Don't worry. And
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
obviously all of us from the Northeast or just Boston area kind of were like freaking out. We're like, oh my god, it's so hard. Like if you miss your tea time, you miss your tea time. You're not
Yeah.
golfing today, and you
Yeah.
can't book somewhere else because they're all booked up. Like we were
Yep.
like, no, we're not golfing today. But they're like, just come by whenever. It's so laid back, and it's so
So
like
nice.
that's what I wish it was like here. I mean, it's so stressful, people on your back for pace of play. Like it's I mean, pace
I
of
set
play obviously,
alarms
but
at like 6 a.m. 7 days before
yeah,
because I golf a lot for work. I take out clients and customers for my full time job, and it's like I go to wherever if you're in Andover, I go north. I go to whoever I'm golfing with, and I got to make the tee time. So I'm a pro at making tee times. I'm a pro at filling foursomes. And it's not easy, but I do it at least twice a week. So I got the
yeah.
system,
You're
but
like, when does the system open up to book like 4 days in advance? Like
yeah.
you have to know the schedule, and it's
And
crazy.
that's why too I try to do these women events and tournaments. I actually hosted a Top Golf event December 1st with Girls Gone Clubbing.
There we go.
I made some phone
Sarah's
calls.
awesome.
Yeah, she's awesome. I made some phone calls, set up a date, and then I called Sarah. Go, hey, would you want to? I already have a date and stuff. Do you want to do this with me? Like, let's get some girls out because again, people don't. When it first opened, it was so hard to get a tee time at Top Golf. So by me doing it as an event, I had it secured, over a month in advance, so people could just sign up and show up. And so that's what I want to make it easy for ladies and men too. So that's why I do a lot of these events. Just this week, talked to Cape Club of Sharon, Sandy Bird. I need to reach out to Weathervane down in Weymouth tomorrow, and just like I'm setting up like Sweet 16. So like back to back 4 tee times back to back. Sometimes when I call these golf clubs, they will allow me to set up like 4 back-to-back tee times or something. But they don't do that for everyone. I tell my story and I tell them I'm getting people together. But other than that, man, you got to set the alarm at 6 a.m. 7 days in advance. So I try to take away some of those headaches to get people out and mingling and meet other golfers.
100%. And now with me too, the other thing is since COVID, I don't want to talk on the phone because thankfully a lot of courses went to online booking,
Yeah.
which is nice. But
Yep.
like I mean I like to think that I'm a very extroverted person who can talk to anybody, but I don't want to talk on the phone because then you're playing the what does this time work for you? Does this time work? Do you have anything? That
Yeah.
numbers game. Let me just book and sneak out of work a little bit early because I see an open book tea time and book as
Yep.
opposed to playing the numbers game and back and forth. But I mean, it's true. I mean, uh, we only got like the three of us only got used to knowing how to book a tea time, whether it's online or calling the phone, because we've done it. But like if you're
Yeah.
new to golf, you don't know how to even go about it. Like you don't know
Yeah.
what like the lingo, foursome, carts, no
Yep.
carts, time, and so I think I mean that's even just that could be a nice lunch and learn or like a little TED talk of like how do you
Yeah.
book a tea time because it's
That's
like
my
it's
goal this
really
year is to do better content. Even like I don't even have a handicap. So earlier today when I was thinking of you guys, I go and just thinking of some content. I just posted a reel right before this, saying, "Hey, calling all pro shops." But I have a to-do list of reels, including how do you make a handicap? Because I got to teach myself. I might as well share it with everyone else while I'm teaching myself. So I definitely want to hold myself accountable to educate a little bit more. To
Mm.
my network and just try to be helpful. And even for men too, I have guy friends who I golf better than them and they don't have a handicap. So, I want to empower women, but I do want to empower men equally too. There obviously has been more male golfers, but for the ones that aren't golfing or the ones that are golfing and want a refresher, like I'm here for you too. So
100%, because for the longest time, in order to get a handicap, you had to be a part of a member somewhere at some
yep.
course or some organization and pay money. So there were a lot of different obstacles. But if you're just playing casually, you're not playing in a USGA event or like where actual handicap is required. Just doing the basic math so that if you're setting up a golf trip and you're trying to figure out teams or something, it'd be like, okay, so this is how many strokes I take out there versus, and it's true. I think that'd be helpful for everybody. It's just
Mhm.
make it so simple because it can be confusing with the
Yeah.
numbers and slope and course rating and all that. And it's just like, how are you, like, just boil it down to, are you a good golfer or bad golfer? This is what a
Yes.
good golfer does. How many, like, do you come in with 50s? Do you come in with hundreds? Do you come in with a zillion? Um, but it's all fun and games. We can't take ourselves too seriously out there.
Not at all. No, you gotta have fun. Getting fresh air, getting a little exercise in. What's better than that?
That's true.
Boy.
Brendan, enjoy the walk, right, buddy?
Oh yeah, that's my goal for 2020 2024. I used to take myself way too seriously, think I was better than I am, and now I'm just out there and I'm going to be like, "Hey, let's just have a good time. Let's just enjoy this walk or ride, you know. Sometimes I'm going to be in the cart, sometimes I'm going to be little Brendy push out there with the push cart. You know, we never know which one's going to happen. You know, sometimes you go and play a scramble, a two-man scramble, and you're like, I'm going to push cart today, and then everyone else is in the golf cart and you're like, okay,
I'm
but
not good enough to walk yet. I'd slow too many people down. I gotta stay in the cart for
no,
a
it's
year
the
or two.
best. Well, I will walk when I play by myself most of the time
Okay. Maybe
because
I need
there's
to
also
walk so that I get annoyed at the bad shots and I want to
yeah
it'll make me want to play better so I can get to the green in 4 hits or
yeah.
inspire me to not go chasing my ball everywhere.
There's a place down by where we grew up, in it's called Hazelton Golf Club in Rehoboth, and it is, unfortunately for Brian, and for all of us, you have to call. The only way you can make a tee time is if you call. So they're one of the last
I'm not going.
bastions.
I'm not going
Not
unless you take
going.
it. Yeah,
Oh, but I
forget it.
love it there. Oh, Hazy's like our home away from home
Well,
though, because
because
we just
because
go.
then
We
it's
don't even
like
call half the time. We just show up, and they're like, "Yeah, you can go."
I mean, it's also like I mean, usually during the golf season after we record this podcast is when I get all hot and bothered for golf, and I'm like, I need to play, and then like because I can't call now, it'd be like, do you have anything tomorrow? I have to wait till the morning, so I'm
Yeah.
like, that's the other element too. Is aside from my social anxiety on the phone, it's just like I need to if I'm late night wanted to golf the next day and Jones in to play some golf. I have to wait until talk to some grumpy old guy at the course at 7 in the morning when they open up. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm out on Hazelton then. Unless you book it, then I'm in. Just let me know.
Yeah,
I'll
you
Yeah.
be
Just let them know the tea
better not be
times.
out on Hazelton. How dare you, sir?
I'll go. Count me in.
Hazy's
As long as you call though, you're gonna call me.
yeah, I was gonna yeah,
Brian
yeah.
will go too.
half the
You're just gonna call.
half the
Yeah.
time we don't even call. We just literally show up, and they're like, "Yeah, go ahead."
That scares me.
Oh man.
I don't think we got what's your favorite course, Brooke?
So locally, I think the international. I love the international. I'm
Mm.
blessed to have some friends with memberships there, and it's always perfect. There's like coolers at like every hole with uncrustables and pop tarts and waters. So I just think just a nice clean course. Pine Hills is beautiful too, but living just a little bit north of Boston, Pine Hills can be a hike of a drive. I do have two dogs, and I got to coordinate someone to let them out. So, but Pine Hills is beautiful, and then um, just hidden gem, Duxbury Yacht Club. I never even had heard of it, and I got to play there this fall. The
Is that private?
festival was like this amber. Yeah, it's private. Yeah. So just like beautiful, that was a beautiful course. I'm really looking forward to playing the Hilton Head courses. So we'll see as the
Love
years
them.
go on, all the cool courses that I get to see. But again, very blessed too to play a bunch of different courses because I'll take out clients who have memberships and I do a lot of tournaments. I feel like every Monday I'm at a tournament. So I get to go to Kernwood Country Club, Blue Hills in Canton, Salem Country Club. So I've been lucky enough to play a ton of private courses. That I otherwise wouldn't see. But I mean, for distance, I do live in Woburn. I go to Sagamore and Butterbrook for convenience. So
Mm.
got my
But
first birdie at Sagamore a couple of years ago. So
there we go.
nice 17th
I've
hole.
heard good things about both of those. I think I played Butterbrook maybe, but my friends love Butterbrook.
Yeah, it's for a public course for the price. It's amazing. It's perfect. And then Sagamore's 20 minutes away, so you
Yeah.
can't beat a nice, close, quick course.
Oh,
I
that's
love
awesome.
Sag some more, as they say.
I love
Um,
it.
but that's awesome. No, that's cool. I mean, I'm always we got to branch out. I mean, it's difficult. Well, Brendan thankfully now is up here full time in Boston. I mean, he bounces back and forth between his love of Hilton Head and back up here
To be
and then
fair, I was
traveling.
basically full time down there for like 2 years.
Yeah,
Like, I
I was
was
gonna
not
say,
here.
like,
Amazing.
Brendan, come play with me. And then the other two hosts on the that we usually have on here, my brother and my cousin, they're located in Rhode Island. So it's like it's sometimes and like one's a firefighter, one has two kids now, and it's like I'm like anyone want to play with me? I mean, I'm fine with playing alone,
I
but it's
do.
yeah. But now
I will.
Brendan, we got a
I'll
threesome
play.
right here. We just got to get a
I
fourth.
got it. Call me.
Yeah, we'll come.
I
Yeah,
don't like playing alone.
you don't.
I'm not there yet.
I mean,
It's
it's
I'm
different.
intimidating.
not
Yeah.
shy, but
It's I usually put in my head I will put in my headphones and like I'll just put in my AirPods and go out and play. Like if I need like it's therapeutic, but at the same time, if you don't want a like a self-therapy session,
yeah.
it's boring. So like you need to be
Too,
in the
as I
right
get,
mindset for it.
are you guys good golfers? Like I shoot between like a 95 and a 105. Like I my goal this year is to I have a couple goals. One, to get smoke show golf into 10 pro shops. So if you know anyone, holler at your girl. And two, to break 90. So I think too, as I get better, it definitely builds my confidence. Like playing by myself, it's less embarrassing when you're breaking
Yeah.
90.
We're not called the I'm really good at golf podcast, so don't worry. Duffin Up is
You lived
exactly.
in Hilton Head. You should be better.
I was better back then.
Oh,
I was single digit when I lived in Hilton Head.
Oh, amazing.
Like now I'm up to 13 again. So I'm like, oh God.
I'm
I'm like,
I'm gonna
this
have
is
to put I'm gonna have to put you into contact with Fresh Pond. We actually we have a new director of golf. The previous one just retired, and so she's a woman. I guess she's from I think it's Northern Mass, but she's the new director of golf at Fresh Pond, and
Cool.
I think that would be a cool
It'd be
collab
fun.
with you. I will caution you. I think they're moving away from like more of a like the pro shop and making it strictly just like a clubhouse kind of thing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think just sales. But we'll talk. Well,
Yeah. You never know.
maybe we get that add that to your total of 10. I haven't
Yeah, I
even met
love
her
that.
personally. I haven't even met her, but when I get the season pass, I'll obviously be there
Yeah.
every
Well,
week.
thank you. Trying to make realistic goals. I do love my full-time job. So I don't want to burn any bridges. So I give them my heart and soul and get them their
You
money
love
worth.
your
And then
full-time job. I get it. Yeah.
they
Yeah,
pay me to golf. I can't complain.
right.
They
Yeah.
just bought me a Top Golf membership. I'm honored.
Jeez,
They're
that's
good to me.
awesome.
They're good to me. So I want to be good to them, but definitely. So I don't want to bite off more than I can chew and take away from that. For now, but you got to be careful what I say. But definitely, yeah. For the nice thing about being small business, they can just buy a few shirts. They don't have to buy 30 shirts. They can buy, a small, medium, large of three different designs and for less than $300 have a really cute little display. Just to bring it back to Smoke Show Golf for 1 second, what I'm super proud of, as you can see, my shirts in the background and then my periodic table. Science is very near and dear to my heart, as well as sports, as well as empowering women. So 10% of all proceeds go to the Ron Burton Training Village Women in STEM program. Steve Burton being the one to get me into golf, it only made sense to give back to his organization, which makes me so happy and proud. And so, yeah, that's, just trying to make it affordable, accessible, and give back to, and kill a couple birds with one stone, empower women and give back to science and STEM. So
Love
that's
that.
awesome. That's really great. No, it's always great to have kind of that extra side to it too. So like I know we talked about it earlier with like building the community, building within New England golf, but then also like giving back as well. It's unbelievable. And that is something to be very proud of, Brooke. So that's great.
Well, thank you.
Awesome. So we do have 2 quick rapid fire questions that we do kind of at the end. Technically 3.
And
Tim-
she studied up, so she might be ready.
I know.
Scared.
She might be. So first question, I feel bad, Tim. Tim's not here. He usually asks these. Do you have any holes in one?
I do not.
Same. Okay.
This year's the year I feel it.
You're one of us. It's all good on that side. Don't worry about it.
That's a good question. I like that.
Yep. Second one, I know we already talked about it, but we'll officially put it down. You have a backyard. No matter, it doesn't matter the size, it doesn't matter anything. You have a golf hole in your backyard that you can go out and play at any time. You have the entire scenery. You have everything there. What golf hole would it be?
Hole 16 at the Waste Management with the people in the seats.
Wow, bold.
We want the
The first time we've ever gotten that one. I like
and
it.
I am going to be making snow angels in that sand pit, baby.
That is such a personality, that's a portrayal right there. If someone says, if you could describe yourself in one
I'm hole 16 at the Waste Management.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. I mean,
I sent Brendan a voice message earlier warning him about myself.
She go, yeah, we'll have to put a warning at the start of this podcast.
Caution. No, I didn't swear. I've been good all night.
Slightly unhinged.
The wink drink, it's really reeling me in.
She's slightly unhinged.
Story of my life.
But she's got great goals.
So I am single. I wouldn't want to date me either. It's fine.
Oh, it's funny.
Just meanwhile doing snow angels or sand angels.
Sand angels.
I feel that. That's a vibe. I like that.
You like that answer? I didn't even know. I wasn't really prepared for that. That was straight from the heart, boys.
That's a
great
one, topical one. And,
I want streakers in my backyard.
Yeah, you want them to have to stop serving alcohol because it's too
you cut off. You're all cut off. This is getting too fucked up. You're done.
That's unbelievable. You're my spirit animal now.
Thank you.
That is great. That is great. So final question. You are deserted on a stranded island for 1 year. You can
just a year
take, you have everything else, food, water, everything. You're good with that stuff.
Do I have some smoke show golf polos?
Yes, you have every
polos.
Okay, I'll be looking good. That's all that matters.
But you get one golf club to take with you.
I already know what I'm going to choose.
What golf club are you taking?
My 8-iron.
8-iron.
Okay, this is the first ever 8. We get a lot of 7 irons. We get a lot of, which is weird because we get a lot of wedges too. And then we get driver. A lot of people just say driver because, they just want to hit bombs. But 8-iron, I feel like that's a very, very same vibe as a 7-iron, right? Like it's a reliable club. It's fun.
Remember when I told you I only had like 8 clubs for my Walmart bag from Jose Canseco? I never had a 7-iron. I just got a 7-iron like a month ago. Someone gave it to me.
You're gonna fall in love with it. The 7-iron.
So I don't even know. I don't have a relationship with a 7-iron. But I love my 8-iron.
Tell us your relationship about your 8. Why do you love it so much? Just because you don't have a 7?
We have a lot of good memories together.
Yeah, long walks on the beach.
I hit it good, man. I think maybe because I played field hockey, I just get a little bit of the grass. Just feels good. Consistent 120 yards. I should be hitting it further, but it goes straight and it always looks good. So, and I can putt with it. I know I'll be able to putt with it, get down to the green in 2-3 shots and get it in the hole.
You should putt with your field hockey stick. That should be your thing. You should get a gold-plated field hockey stick.
Basically, Happy Gilmore. Basically,
right.
just
I have a penis putter. I have a putter that looks like a little dick.
Oh, you have one of the Peter putters?
Someone saw it and thought of me. So it was a gift.
Yep.
You're like
the Peter putter guys. He's hilarious.
But if I was on an island, I would want my 8-iron. And if I could only have one hole in my backyard, hole 16 at Waste Management, but it has to have the Coliseum of people.
I love that.
And the streakers.
And no hole-in-ones for me, unfortunately. But this is the year I feel
it. I've been saying that since I was like 8, but still nothing.
I say recently, I've only heard of people getting like hole-in-ones when they're like newer to golf or just starting out.
Luck.
And
a little bit of luck.
Yeah, I mean it bothers me. My friend she like just picked up golf like in the past year, and she texted me telling me she got a hole in one, and I didn't believe it, but I was so mad. She actually reported to me. I was her manager, and I was like, I think this is a fireable offense. Like I think I need to fire you because I've been trying my whole life, and you just
So
started.
funny.
But
This is the year. We're all getting one, I can tell.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I
Well,
love
Brooke,
it.
thank you so much for coming on tonight. We really, really do appreciate it. Everyone go to Instagram, follow Smoke Show Golf Company.
on it.
Make sure that you get some of the best darn polos. So that way we're all going to look great this spring and summer when we finally can go and play golf again up in the Northeast. So if you're down in Florida, South Carolina, Texas, anywhere right now, go buy it now. Just go buy it now. You're going to look good in it. But once you get up in the Northeast, once spring comes around, once that April time period comes around, we're going to be looking good in those polos. That's all that matters.
Smoke shows all around. Well, Brendan and Brian, it has been such a pleasure. Thank you again for having me. What a fun night. Thank you.
Absolutely. We can't wait to
awesome.
we can't wait to do this again because we're gonna have to do it again soon.
We need.
So
I
don't.
mean, we already got a threesome. We just got to get a
Yes,
fourth.
yes.
So
We're gonna do a live golfing together.
yeah.
Oh, that would be
I
fun.
just got one of those wireless lapel mics, so we'll create some content.
I have them right here. We're good
There
to
we
go.
Those are
TikTok shop.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Brett.